I mean, I believe in God.
Okay.
Yeah. I believe.
And that's great. Thank you.
Mhm.
And by God, we might need to define some things because
Yeah.
I've gotten myself into trouble and someone has said they believe in God and it turns out 10 minutes later we're talking about something completely different. What do you mean when you think or describe or believe in God?
Um, I think of Jesus, and I do believe that Jesus
So
died
Jesus.
for our sins.
Okay. So you believe in Jesus as God and he died for our sins. On a scale from 1 to 7, how confident are you that this belief is true and real?
I would say a 5.5 to a
5.5.
6.
Fairly confident, but not
I
extremely
have
confident all the
questions.
way.
Right. I do,
Yeah,
have questions.
yeah, right. I get it. And on a scale from 1 to 7, how important is it for you to believe in true things? Things that are true and real?
7.
7.
Yeah.
How do you know your belief is true?
Well, growing up, I didn't necessarily go to church. I wasn't like, cons- we weren't really consistent in going to church when I was younger. But, in my early to mid 20s, I joined a church in my hometown, and it was a non-denominational church, and the pastor there, he was great as far as like really diving into the Bible and uh, deciphering it and explaining, different different scriptures to make it understandable in like our lifetime, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I started doing my own, research and reading the Bible on my own. And then I'll say prior to that, um, my faith grew stronger. When my dad went through some, health issues and different things like that.
Sorry. Yeah.
And just being able to pray, and by experience and seeing the things that he went through, because he had two cardiac arrests and came
Right.
back from them.
Yeah.
And,
That's tough.
the third one he didn't, but
Oh, got it.
yeah,
Got it. Yeah.
but just, seeing him go through that, and
Yeah.
his beliefs weren't really strong, when he was younger. And it was interesting. He had told me about this. So he passed away from congestive heart failure. And I remember him telling me about when he was intubated, he couldn't speak, and, he had a lot of fluid on his lungs, and they were trying to get all that stuff out. I remember him telling me after he came back, after a couple of days, how he would hear, myself and like my mom and brother, talking to us, and he thanked us for, speaking, life into him and encouraging him to wake up, because, he told me that he felt like he went to hell.
That he was walking to
He went to hell.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I remember him telling me that he saw some of his friends down there, and his friends referred to him as his last name, and, said his last name, and would say, I didn't think I would see you down here. And I just remember, my father saying, he begged God, please give me another chance. Please give me another chance. And he woke up.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it seems like, first of all, that the belief you have in Jesus is a really important belief, that it serves a really important function in your life. There's a reason why you have the belief. And I think you gave me many different reasons why you have the belief. You have the belief because of personal experience. You have the belief because of your experience at church. You have the belief because at church they gave you a Bible to learn and you learned the book and you have the belief because of that. You have the belief because of your experience with your father.
Exactly.
It seems like you have this belief for many different reasons. Of all those reasons, and it doesn't have to be either or, but do you think that there is a primary reason why you have the belief? If you had to be pressed on one, why you have it?
So I feel like I would say my primary reason is, look at you and I talking. We're spirits within a shell, speaking. And also,
I'm sorry, so the main reason why you believe the belief is that we're spirits in a shell?
well, no.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm
Let
just
me
trying to
take that
understand.
back.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
Well, the main reason is my experiences.
Your
My personal
experience.
experiences, yes.
I see.
Yeah. So I know, based off of personal experiences, I feel like I can speak to my beliefs because of those things. And then also, just waking up every day, stepping out on, my balcony, seeing nature, just life in general. Where does it come from?
So that seems to be more personal experience with nature, and I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I appreciate you telling me that. I think I really get a good sense of how you believe the belief. Thank you. I'm going to ask you some questions about the belief. George. Let's say George is sitting next to you. And let's say George, instead of Jesus, George believes in Allah. And he believes Allah is God because of personal experience, and because of the book, Quran, and other reasons. And let's say I see you and George talking, and I just want to know what's true, what's real in the world. How can I find out what's true? Which belief is more objectively real, hearing you and George talk?
I feel like it goes back to those personal experiences, and they could equally be as objective,
Equally be as objective?
Yeah, I can't say that his belief is lesser than mine.
If we want to know what's true, what's objectively true, is there a way we could find out? And I know we're not trying to tell each other everyone's entitled to their own beliefs. I get that. But if we want to know an objective truth, how could we find that out?
Data.
Data?
Yeah.
How do you mean?
Well, like scientific data based on patterns, events, different things that have happened consistently that are tracked over time.
So scientific data.
Yeah, yes.
Okay. But it seems like, I'm just trying to understand, the main reason why you believe the belief is for personal experience and not scientific data. Is that correct? Or is it scientific
but I
data?
do feel like science does come from God or a higher being. And I say that because I feel like science is a way to categorize and organize and bring under a clearer understanding of certain things, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, if George is sitting next to you and he says he believes that Allah is God, and he says the reason why he believes it is because of science, where are we then, do you think?
Well, then I would ask him, like, what specifics could he give me to, correlate that belief.
And what if he gave you specifics and then you gave him specifics. Are there certain kinds of specifics that would get us closer to the truth there, do you think?
I don't know. Because although we said objective, some things can still be subjective as well. So,
Could your belief be subjective? Yeah. If his belief is objective, he thinks, and your belief is objective, you think. I'm wondering if there's a way to really know, or are we at an impasse? I mean, we are?
well, not necessarily an impasse, but it really just comes, for me, I feel like it just comes down to the personal experiences.
Earlier on, you mentioned faith. What do we mean by faith?
Faith, having a strong belief in something.
Faith means it's just a strong belief.
Right.
Is faith a belief that's based on things we know, evidence, or is faith based on something else?
I would say a combination of evidence and believing that whatever you want, depending on what it is, believing and putting that, positive energy, positive thoughts into that. Because whatever is going to happen will happen. If not, it won't. And
Yeah, that's where you're coming from. That's cool.
yeah.
So you back in the beginning, you said that you believe the belief at a 5.5 out of 7. How can we get you to a 6? How should you be more confident that your belief is true?
I think just living through life, and when I get older, I can speak to that more and get up to that 6, just based on, having more life experiences, things like that. That's how I feel.
Do you think more life experiences might get you from a 5.5 to 6?
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. What do you think would lower your confidence in the belief from a 5.5 to, say, a 5.4, just like that, a 0.1?
What would lower it? I don't know. Not sure.
I find that interesting. That there are certain scenarios, certain life experiences that you could have that would increase the confidence of your belief. But I think you're telling me that you can't think of
and they haven't all, and my life experiences have not all been positive.
Yeah. Mine either.
Right. So there have been negative things, but as time has gone on, I have seen or have gained an understanding of why these things have happened.
What's that last? I couldn't hear that last thing you said.
With the negative things, it has helped me gain a better understanding as time has passed on, just to gain a better understanding of, I went through this to learn this. Sorry. And it might have been to, share my experience with someone else to prevent them from going down that same path or making a mistake,
Yeah. I think I'm just trying to understand, I get how you'd be more confident become more confident in the belief, more life experiences, and I think you're telling me experiences to confirm to you that the belief is true. Is there certain disconfirming things that could happen?
Can you give me an example?
Well, I can't I don't know how your belief for you, of course, and so
Well, yeah, for you.
yeah. I'm just trying to understand, like, if your belief would become less confident, what kind of thing would make it less confident? And maybe it wouldn't become less confident. I don't know.
I could go back to like during the times maybe when I've had like
Yeah,
negative things happen at that moment.
Yeah.
It feels like my faith has kind of like
Yeah, I see.
gone down a little bit. But then over time, after healing, I gain a better understanding that, okay, well, I wouldn't be where I'm at today
Yeah,
if I wouldn't have gone through this, because everything, even you and I speaking right now,
I
it was
see.
supposed to
yeah.
happen.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
Last question.
Okay.
If, hypothetically, you woke up tomorrow morning and didn't have this belief, would you be the same person? Would you be a different person? How would you be different? How would your life be different?
Well, I feel like my life would be if I didn't have this belief. I feel like I would struggle,
Yeah. This belief
Yeah,
serves a very important part of your life. I get it. I get it.
right. I would struggle through life, and I wouldn't have as much of an optimistic outlook,
Yeah,
you
I
know.
get it. Yeah, yeah. I can see, especially with your father, and how this belief really, I can see a belief like this and beliefs like this, that you get up in the day and it gives you a purpose and it gives you an explanation, I think. Is that right? Yeah, I get it. I do.
What do you think? Based
About,
on your personal experience.
what do I think about,
Your personal beliefs.
well, do you, like, specifically about what belief?
Whatever your belief is.
Well, about beliefs in general. This is how I see beliefs. And thank you for asking. You're the only one who's ever asked me, or the only one who's asked me today. I want to believe in true things, and I'd rather not believe in false things. If something is true, I'd really like to believe it. And if something is not true, I'd rather not. And that's part of the reason why I talk to people like you, is that if someone is telling me a true belief, I really want to know. I really want to know how they know what they know. And I find that just asking, "What do you believe?" I don't get to know that. And so that's why I ask, why and how. And with those questions, I'm thinking maybe I'm getting closer to what's real and true. What do you think?
I absolutely agree.
Is that
I said I absolutely agree.
cool?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, I really appreciate that. It's just such a nice talk. I really is. How do you feel
Thank
like it
you.
went? Do you feel like it went
Great.
okay?
I think it went great.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so nice. I really like this, and this is having these kind of conversations is like the favorite thing I get to do, honestly. So, and
Yeah.
you were awesome. That was wonderful.
Thank you. And for me, I feel like it just goes back to those personal,
Yeah,
those experiences that you can only speak to what you know and what you've seen for yourself.
right. I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
I get where you're coming from. Truly. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. That's awesome. Thank you. That's
You're
great.
welcome.